So as y'all can see, I am outside, so excuse the noise in the background. But Spirit gave me this message, and I want to give it to you guys while I am in the motions and waiting for my driver. So I was talking to my driver yesterday, and we were talking about how the trees die during the wintertime, or the leaves die during the wintertime, but it's the most beautiful experience of how nature naturally flows. So the trees turn a beautiful red or orange or a yellow before they fall off. And in that message, what I got from that was how often we hate change. A lot of times we hate to be in different environments. We hate to be pushed outside of our comfort. We hate anything that's related to change, unless you're Capricorn and you have a short attention span. You're easily bored. But we hate anything that's pertaining to change because we've gotten so comfortable. We've gotten so used to where we currently are. Let me know down in the comments where you are comfortable right now. It could be in your relationship. Your relationship isn't really thriving. Like, it's not bad, it's not bad enough to leave them. It's not really it's not anything negative. They're still a good person. You're still a good person. You still love them, but there's no pizzazz. There's no fire in the relationship. And this could be romantic or your friendships. Like, measure the things in your life right now that you are comfortable in, that you're not challenging yourself in. It could be your career. You've been at the same job for years, or you've been doing the same type of work for years that you could do it in your sleep, but it's not really fulfilling you, and it doesn't really give you a reason to get up in the morning and get excited about making money. It could be with your relationships with your kids. Like, you could be. I was listening to Charleston White and Cam Newton's interview, and he made a very valid point. Charleston made a very valid point. He said, we're not training our children in the way that they should go. We're just raising them. And we don't raise kids. We raise cattle. We raise livestock. When we say we're raising kids just means you're providing them with the basics. You're providing them with food, clothes. Do they know how to cope with those emotions, that the emotions that don't feel the best? Are we training our kids to be successful in business? The answer is no, because we have a bunch of millennial adolescents in this generation because of the lack of training. So in your relationship as a parent, are you complacent? Are you comfortable with just doing the bare minimum for your kids to say, okay, I'm doing what I need to do, anything else is a plus? Are you stepping out of the box and out of your comfort zone as a parent to go above and beyond, to teach them things that you didn't know, to teach them things that you might be learning right now as an adult? Are you comfortable in this area? So as we go into 2024, I want you to ask yourself, what areas of your life are you comfortable? And then look at the areas of your life where you are being challenged to change. I really want you to look in the things that are changing you right now and ask yourself, is this change for my greater? And then the next thing that we were talking about, as we were talking about how the leaves are changing, it made me also think of how the divine makes everything work so perfectly together, and how we as humans, we always find a way to mess up God's plan. We always find a way, especially in Western culture. I was telling her, as the leaves are falling off, like, we look at them as they're dying, or we look at them as, my yard is messed up now. I hate seeing yards with raked leaves and there's no leaves anywhere on the ground. I love to see leaves on the ground. And we do so many things for the aesthetic of it, and we don't look at what was God's plan for those leaves when the leaves started to fall. The reason why they're changing colors, the reason why they're falling off in the first place, is because they're nourishing the ground, they're nourishing the soil, they're nourishing the trees, so that they can continue to live prosperously for generations and generations. But what do? We go and say, oh, that's ugly, let me rake them up and let me go burn these leaves to get them out my yard so I can still have a fresh yard. Which is so crazy to me, because the grass doesn't even really grow like that during the winter. The grass is not even really that beautiful during the winter. But we have conditioned ourselves to think that some of the things that we think in our lives are ugly, or some of the gifts that we have, we don't even value them, because we're looking at it from a closed mind or from our own perspective instead of looking at it through God's lens. So I don't know how often you pray. I don't know what your relationship with the divine looks like, but I want you to add this into your prayer, or let this be your prayer every single rising. God, help me to see myself the way that you see me. Help me to see myself the way that you see me. Help me to see the warrior within me. Help me to see the healer within me. Help me to see the resilience in me. Help me to see the strength and the patience and the prosperity and the abundance in me. Help me to get into my wealthy place. God, I ask that you show me myself through your lens, because you see me as perfect. And then forgive me, Father. Forgive me for all the beauty that you've put into my life that I've discarded, all the beauty that you've put into my life that I thought wasn't good enough, all the beauty that you've put into my life that I treated as trash because I didn't know who I was. Ashe. So I challenge you to ask that question to the divine, whether it's before you go to bed or the first thing every rising. I want you to ask that question. God, help me to see me the way that you see me. And watch how your life just begins to change for the better. Watch how your confidence just starts to boost, because God doesn't see you as a wimpy kid. God doesn't see you as that 16-year-old girl that was molested. God doesn't see you as that abandoned orphan. God doesn't see you as this diabetic. God doesn't see you as this amputee. God doesn't see you as this poor black girl. God doesn't see you in all the ways that you count yourself lacking. God doesn't see you in that way. So ask God to show you yourself through their lens. Show you yourself through the lens of the Creator, because everything that God created was beautiful. Everything that God created has a plan. Everything that God created was intentional. I pray that this video reaches whoever needs to hear it, and it doesn't fall upon deaf ears, but it gives you the motivation and the inspiration to actually change, to actually see yourself change in this season of change. Share this video with anybody you know might need this motivation, and that it not only motivates you, but it empowers you to change and to love change and to see the beauty in change, because the only thing that is inevitable is change. Ashe.
I'm the spiritual type, and I'm a boss too. I'm a strong black woman. I can teach you femininity, the life of luxury. Come chill with me and let me show you. Yinka.